For lesson 18, we are going to talk about the properties of transformations. And transformation is the movement of a figure to a new position. And there's three different transformations. There's translation, reflection, and rotation. So the first one we're going to talk about is a translation. And a translation is a slide, okay? And it slides either left, right, up, or down. So it's just, you're not turning the figure, you're just taking that figure and sliding it in one of the four directions. Or you could, do a couple of directions. You could slide over and then up, or back and then down, all sorts of different things. But translation is just a slide. A reflection is a flip, and that is when you flip it over an imaginary line, and that imaginary line can be horizontal, vertical, or on a diagonal. And the line of reflection is the line that it is flipped over, is that line. So in the picture here, these figures are flipped over the y-axis. They're, if you look, the points, the same point, so this point and this point are both 1 away from the y-axis. This point and this point are both 3 away, as well as these points. So they're the same distance from the y-axis, and it's a reflection over, or a mirror image, over the y-axis. Next, we have rotation, and a rotation is a spin around a fixed point. So we're going to spin is the keyword. And that fixed point is called the center of rotation. So in this picture, we have the center of rotation is the origin of the graph. And if we started with the purple image, then the blue image would be 90 degrees counterclockwise, and the green image would be 180 degrees. And the green image is 180 degrees clockwise and counterclockwise. It doesn't matter which way you go, you're still going to end up there. And then the yellow image would be 270 counterclockwise, 270 degrees counterclockwise. If we went in the other direction, the yellow would be 90 degrees clockwise, the green would be 180 degrees, and then the blue would be the 270 degrees clockwise. So it matters which way you're going to go. And also I have this sheet here for you. It helps you determine the new points after a rotation. So if you were doing a rotation of 90 clockwise, you're going to take the ordered pair XY. So let's just say it's, 2, 3. Then you're going to flip them. The Y is now first, and then the X is opposite. So that negative sign over there says to make it opposite. So if I go back here and I had the ordered pair 2, 3, it said Y negative X. Remember, this is starting XY. So if I was doing 90 degrees clockwise, I would flip it. The Y is now first, and the X is opposite, so that 2 would become negative. Now, let's say we started with a -2, +3. We have to flip it, so the 3 is first, and then that 2 has to become opposite, so that 2 would then become positive. So this is kind of a little cheat sheet on how to rotate in certain directions and how many degrees. And it tells you how to change the ordered pairs. All right. When a figure is translated, reflected, or rotated, what's the same about the original figure and its image? So if we took a figure and we either translated it, so slid it, reflected it, which is flip, or rotated it, which is spin, what is going to be the same about that figure and its new image? The size of it is going to be the same. Not once did we change the size of the figure. It's going to be the exact same size. What is different? Its positioning. We might have flipped it over. We might have spun it around. We may have moved it up or down, left or right. So its positioning on the graph is going to be different, but the size never changed. So here we're going to look at this picture and we have to describe the transformations from the red figures of A, B, and to figures A, B, and C. So if I look at the red figure, how do I get to A? Is that a translation, a reflection, or a rotation? To me, that's a reflection. It's flipped over that dotted line there. We just took it and flipped it over. If you think about grabbing a piece of paper and flipping it over upside down, that's what would happen there. So A is a reflection. Over the dotted line. And then if I went from the red figure to the B figure, that looks like a spin. If I took the paper and spun it around, and that would be 180 degrees, because if I went right here would be 90, the next move is 180. So this is a rotation, and it's 180 degree. And we don't have to stay clockwise or counterclockwise on 180 degrees because it's going to be the same no matter what direction we go. And then from the red figure to the C figure, it looks like we just grabbed it, slid it down, and then over. And if I count, it slid from here, 1, 2, 3 down, and then here, 1, 2, 3 over. So 3 down and 3 over. So that's a translation. 3 units down and 3 units to the right.